In light of the sedentary lifestyle crisis, I want to commend those that have taken the time, showed the discipline, the will to exercise, sometimes 5 to 6 and even 7 days a week, which is amazing. However, you cannot forget wellness with you. I just reflecting on my first 2 clients, and I think that they represent a demographic that I want to speak to today. In light of the sedentary lifestyle crisis, I want to commend those that have taken the time, showed the discipline, the will to exercise, sometimes 5 to 6 and even 7 days a week, which is amazing. However, you cannot forget recovery. And I say this in light of you really enjoying being able to exercise. It's good for mental health. Many of us are in the corporate space, and it's a very good way to de-stress, blow off some steam, if you will, and what other words would I be looking for to describe this? This is a good stress reliever, essentially, right? So this is very good, but you have to take into consideration that the dynamic opposites that exist in life is, the yin and the yang. So I say drinking water is good, but peeing is equally important. Inhaling is equally as important as exhaling. So we have to, if you want to continue on this wellness journey of exercise, whether your goal is for stress relief or is it to lose weight or whatever it is, or just to stay healthy, you want to, I have clients that just exercise but don't stretch, or if they do stretch, it's not intentional, it's not focused. You oftentimes, once you start losing range of motion of a joint, pain is around the corner. And when you get, a strain or, you tear or sprain, or you're just dealing with chronic pain, it could arrest your development. It can arrest your ability to exercise at the frequency as you would like. And then that creates another host of issues, which, you're just starting to feel terrible, right? Especially if that's your outlet to release stress. So let's be proactive with our health. Let's remember to stretch. And sometimes many people, they're flexible, but yet the muscles are still tight because your fascia is tight. So sometimes stretching is not sufficient. It's a key, it's an ingredient in the recipe of wellness and an ingredient in recovery. However, stretching is sometimes not sufficient, and you have to employ using a lacrosse ball. And if any, I will put out some content soon teaching people how to use a lacrosse ball. With my skills as a manual medicine practitioner. So I could show you the tricks of the trade and help you to, be more impactful with your recovery. But utilizing a lacrosse ball is imperative. Yeah, just helping. It's incorporating that in your day, assigning it to a mundane task, something that whether you're, on the phone scrolling, or, you're reading, or you're watching your favorite TV series, or you're just on the phone with a friend. Or a loved one. You want to make sure that you just take a minute and just land the lacrosse ball on a muscle that in question is problematic. And the key thing is not to apply too much pressure. You just want to find a happy medium between comfort and discomfort. Stay on the ball for at least a minute. And if you're incorporating that daily, again, a minute is easy, so you want to make it realistic. You want to make it attainable. You want to have the environmental cue, like that book. What is the book called? Atomic Habits. So you want to incorporate that into your day-to-day. some form of hydrotherapy. If you have a tub, you want to do at least once a week or every other day, depending on how active you are. If you're battling with chronic tension, chronic pain, and there's no inflammation, you definitely want to do that. Yeah, just 10 to 15 minutes a day works. Not a day, but every other day. If you could do it every day, that works as well. 10 to 15 minutes. And just to show you, because many people, not too many people have time, and some people do not like taking baths. I mean, they rather take showers, but to encourage the benefit, so you can actually see the benefit, you want to just stretch before you go into the tub and then see how much your range of motion is increased. That's a good way to assess if things are getting better. What else? Yeah, so that's the biggest thing I would say is that people need to try to find that balance between, being active, and the fact that you're active is amazing. And I commend you for staying active and doing, 5 and 6 classes, or hitting the gym 5 and 6 times a week. But please understand the recovery is equally as important as your exercise. So be proactive with your health and wellness with you.